What's going on? This is your man John Fortune, your host of the Frustrated Fan Sports Show, and today, finally back, the keys to the game. So we're seeing Carolina this Sunday. Big game because at this point you're talking about we're now 3-6. This Carolina game can be the make or break game for us. To see where the rest of our season goes and to see if the consistency that was shown in the Tampa Bay game will keep progressing in these next several games as we go along, because even though we might be facing more of our internal competition when it comes to the division, we're still not out of the thick of the woods. So I'm going to start off with the first key. Key number one. Take advantage of Carolina's pass rush. Now, Carolina's two ends get up the field very quickly. Brian Burns and the other guy's name is escaping me, but their pass rush gets up the field very quickly, which has left them susceptible to people running the ball and to quick passes out of the backfield. So we can actually take massive advantage of that. And at the same time, run the ball to the edges. We don't necessarily have to run up the heart of their defense, because, again, the heart of their defense is actually their strength. Their linebackers crash the line better than any set of linebackers in the league. So we definitely have to sit up there and run the ball, but we have to run it to the edges. And again, like I said, take advantage of their pass rush. Once they get up the field, get behind those ends and keep it moving. Key number two, and it goes off of key number one, run the ball. Like, we have to get them out of the hole, that we have to make them actually respect the fact that we can get them out of their pass rush. Because, again, they're a very fast pass rush up the field. What better way to combat that than is to run the ball? You have to run this ball behind their pass rush. And not only that, again, mimic some of the plays that they do with Christian McCaffrey. Sit up there, have J.D. McKissick in there, and do everything you can. But you have to run the ball. Run the ball to their pass rush, because, again, they're going to leave these holes open for our running backs to get through. But, again, we have to run them to the edges. We can't run to the heart of their defense. Number three, contain Christian McCaffrey, which means the first man must make the tackle. Christian McCaffrey can be a very slippery guy when it comes to him being able to break tackles and make plays after he's broken the tackle. We need everybody to be on their game with this particular situation. We need everybody to understand, as soon as he gets the ball, tackle. Wrap him around his legs, do whatever you have to do. First man there has to make the tackle. It cannot be a thing where he breaks a tackle and all of a sudden the second man has caught him, because at that point you're talking about Christian McCaffrey can be at least 15 or 12 yards ahead. And then all of a sudden we're in a situation where we can't sit up there and stop him. So we have to contain him. But again, the first man that's near him or catches him has to make the tackle. Number four, be aggressive with their wideouts. Robbie Anderson doesn't like physical play. And I think that I'm not sure if St. Juice is back. If he is, then you're talking about we have to be aggressive with their wide receivers. Terrace Marshall, he actually does a very good job with getting himself open. And DJ Moore is a guy that you can be aggressive with him and he can still make plays, but you can also take him out the game. But definitely Robbie Anderson, be as aggressive as possible with their wideouts, because, again, you can actually take these wideouts out of the game. And the best way to do that is to basically be completely aggressive with them. These guys hate aggressive play. They really do. DJ Moore, maybe he's a little bit more aggressive. But again, like I said, Robbie Anderson, pound him, because he will not make plays after that. He does not like the physical contact. So we can definitely do that. Number 5, utilize the quick passing game. This should be a J.D. McKissic game. J.D. McKissic should be the feature for this particular game, because there's a lot of places that his skill and ability can be a major factor in this game. We can basically mimic Carolina's offense and come out with something that is absolutely astounding when it comes to going up against this defense. This defense, it struggles against running backs that play out the backfield, which is kind of strange, being as though they actually practice with one who's similar, but they struggle. They also struggle with scrambling quarterbacks. So to me, again, this is a game where Taylor Heinicke and J.D. McKissic can be big factors in this game. But with that, J.D. McKissic needs to be kind of like the feature of this particular one. Now, also with the quick passing game, you have to make sure you got these slant patterns down correct, because, again, I think they can take full advantage of some of these plays. I mean, some they can take advantage of this team, especially when it comes to like the quick passing game. So for me, I think that is one thing that they can actually do. But again, this has to be a J.D. McKissic game. He has to play a massive role in this game. So you definitely have to feature him as much as possible. Key number 6. Abuse the left side of their offensive line. Now, their left tackle, number 65, his name is escaping me. I can't understand why I'm forgetting so many players' names today. But he is probably one of the worst left tackles in the whole league. We can actually blitz that side and actually get to Cam Newton, who's going to be the quarterback in this game. We can blitz that side enough to basically make him become a liability on that offensive line. Not only that, you're talking about the defense could actually get a lot more pressure if they start from the left side of the line. Because again, like I said, if you look at the film and you look at the games, he is probably their worst offensive lineman. And there are a lot of times where the left guard has to kick out just to help him. So my thing is, find a way, blitz the left side of that line, and trust me, you'll come out big time with that. Number 7, and this is one that I think a lot of us may kind of not recognize, but it's something that needs to be done. Move Terry around to avoid Stephon Gilmore. We have to move Terry around so Stephon Gilmore doesn't lock in on him. Again, we can't have our biggest playmaker, along with our other playmaker, in J.D. McKissic, but we can't let our biggest playmaker be a non-factor in this game. We need to find ways to get Terry open. We need to find ways to get Stephon Gilmore off of him. The best way to do that is by moving Terry around. Have Terry go in motion. Do all types of things. Have a bunch set where the wide receivers in front of him block for him. Do as much as you can to get Stephon Gilmore off of him. Put him in the slot. Stephon Gilmore, he can play the slot, but he doesn't like playing the slot that much. So trust me, you sit up there, move Terry McLaurin around, keep to keep him away from Stephon Gilmore, and trust me, Terry McLaurin will have a big day. Key number 8, Taylor must repeat his previous performance. Taylor's performance in the Tampa Bay game was very good. Very, very good. I mean, he was a major factor in the game. And the fact that he plays so well, we need to see him continue that into this game. We need Taylor to run the ball when he sees that it's available and throw on time. That's what he did in the last game. He did a very good job in that. We do need to make sure that he doesn't keep throwing high, because he did have some hot passes that were thrown a little high. But at the same time, he needs to be as consistent as he was in the Tampa Bay game and bring that Tampa Bay energy into Carolina. So we're definitely going. So for number 8, Taylor has to repeat his Tampa Bay performance. He has to. It's no complaining, no arguing, no debate. He has to repeat the performance. Last but not least, and this is the key that I'm pretty sure all of you knew was coming. Contain Cam Newton. Now, I'm going to say this about Cam Newton. Cam Newton alone by himself is a danger. Cam Newton is the most dangerous guy in this game on Sunday. He will be the most dangerous guy in this game this Sunday. But he's not the most dangerous guy just because he's Cam. He's the most dangerous guy because he's Cam and he has a chip on his shoulder. What do I mean by that? Cam wants to prove to everybody that they were all wrong about him still being in the NFL. Now, again, you're talking about when he sees people like Tim Boyle and Brian Bortles and Blaine Gabbert and all these guys who are still in the league as backups, and they aren't even anywhere near as good as he is. Cam Newton has a massive chip on his shoulder. We saw what he said in the last game where Carolina beat Arizona. Now, again, that was a fluke game because Kyler Murray wasn't the quarterback. But still, Cam Newton is out to prove something. And the fact that he's the starting quarterback, sorry, y'all. The fact that he's the starting quarterback, even with P.J. Walker not playing that bad, the fact that he's the starting quarterback for this game proves to me that his chip may be even bigger than we could even imagine. So we have to contain Cam as much as possible because, again, Cam with a chip on his shoulder took Carolina to the Super Bowl, became league MVP. So you have to understand, we're not seeing just Cam Newton. We're seeing a determined Cam Newton. And because we're seeing that type of Cam Newton, that is going to be a major thing for us. So we have to contain him and make sure he does not become the biggest factor in this game. That means, let me put it to you like this. If Cam somehow ends the game 25 of 32 or something like that, we lost the game. Because Cam isn't supposed to be having those type of passing numbers. But again, we can go to the running game as well. If Cam, by halftime, got 50-something yards rushing, we're going to lose the game. So again, it's not just about containing Cam. It's about containing Cam who has the chip on his shoulder. So, with that being said, those are my 9 keys to the game against Carolina. I do feel that Washington does have an advantage in this game. Their disadvantage is the kicker as well. The kicker, Gonzalez, is a fantastic kicker, and he can kick from deep. But again, like I said, I do feel that Washington does have a chance. I feel we will win this game. But I feel we'll win this game by probably 6 points at the most. So I'm going to say that I think that the game will be 26-20 in favor of Washington. But again, that's on the factor of them matching at least 7 of the 9 keys. But one of those major keys has to be the containment of Cam. If we don't do that, we're in for a long day. And of course, we struggled against those. Scrambling quarterbacks, so we can't do it in this game. This has been your man John Fortune, and this has been the Frustrated Fan Sports Show.